Hi everybody! 大家好 and welcome you to Jade Palace Yamingo. My name is Yaya. Chinese New Year is only days away, so let's hop to it. Let's get started. Yearly disclaimer, I know this holiday is celebrated by many other different cultures, but I'm calling it Chinese New Year as I'm talking about the traditional Chinese celebrations. So let's welcome back Shar, my cousin.
Hi.
Last time you saw her was last year when we did the Tiger Tanya. That turned out great. But today we are attempting to make some bunny mantou. Can't guarantee that they'll turn out okay, but we're gonna try. I did make mantou before, but not on my channel. I actually did it for Namtot Network when we did it for Shang-Chi. So be sure to go check it out at Namtot Network's amazing, amazing channel. And yeah, so let's try. Oh God, I hope this turns out okay. You're gonna need 2 3/4 cup of flour, 1 cup of milk, 2 1/2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of yeast. Warm up your milk in the microwave. I put in 30-second intervals because you don't want the milk to be too hot. If the milk is too hot, you will kill your yeast, but you also don't want your milk to be cold. Please excuse the random dancing here. I was bored. Yeah. Once the milk is warm but not hot, pour in your sugar and mix until the sugar has dissolved. Then pour in your yeast. You can either mix it in or let it sit, but just give it a bit so it can activate a little. Once the yeast has activated, slowly pour the wet ingredients into your dry and keep on pouring and mixing until everything is fully incorporated. Now it's time to knead. And keep on kneading until everything is smooth. See how smooth that dough is? Once you're done kneading, you're gonna set it aside, put it into a bowl, and cover it either with some saran wrap or with a wet towel. And you let it rise. It depends on how cold or warm your area is. So hopefully your dough has risen. Ours didn't. It's really cold where we are right now, and it's not great for making anything with yeast in it because it doesn't really allow it to puff up as it's supposed to be, but we're just gonna continue with it. So we take it out. It's not terrible. It's actually a really nice texture.
My hands are not clean.
No, you did. You washed them. Didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did.
You did. You're fine. Yeah, take off your rings. Okay, so knead it a little bit. It's actually a pretty okay texture. You ideally want it softer and a lot stretchier that you can actually stretch it out to a nice thin elastic film. Ours isn't doing that, but it should be okay. It should be fine.
Why are you lying?
No, it should be okay. It's not gonna turn out horrible. It's not gonna be great, but it's not gonna be horrible. So I'm going to take out a little bit of the dough for when we need to do the details. But other than that, let's just section it off actually. Usually when mantou, traditionally a lot of people do, they will flatten it down into like a rectangle, they'll roll it and you just cut it. And that's the type that you see at like Chinese markets. My family, we just kind of like to break it off ourselves. What is wrong with you?
I let the intrusive thoughts win.
Stop letting intrusive thoughts win. Traditionally, for bunny mantou or bunny buns that you see in Asia, what they do is that they just take a pair of scissors and they snip out like this part and it creates the ears. We're not gonna do that. That's cute. I kind of want to make them cuter.
Why are we not doing that?
Because we're going to add ears.
Why are we being so extra? Just snip, snip.
That's our first one, guys. Super, super, super cute. I love her, him, them. I love them.
Non-binary bunny.
Non-binary bunny.
Bro, what is going on?
I don't know
What is going on?
What is going on with your rabbit?
I don't know.
Your rabbit's not very rabbit-like now, is it?
You're not rabbit-like.
Why is your bunnies like turning out that way?
I don't know. I give up.
Don't give up.
I give up.
Don't give up.
Giving up is always the answer.
No, it's not.
Giving up is the answer.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the paintbrush, the end of the paintbrush, and making an indentation in ear. There's two reasons for this. One, it actually allows the ear to like adhere better to the body, but also gives it like, you know, the inside of the ears of the rabbits.
I'm not doing this anymore.
It's not that bad. Do you want to paint? Do you want to paint the bunnies? Okay, she's gonna paint the bunnies.
I'm gonna paint the bunnies.
So these are called mantou, and these are really popular in China, but you can really find them really popular in around the northern Chinese area. The reason for this is because southern China is the one that enjoys rice because their temperature and climate is best for growing rice, while in northern China it's really cold, so it's easier for them to grow wheat. Which is why you have such this separation of diets in China. But yes, so mantou is eaten like almost like as a staple, like definitely more than rice in northern China. But it's really it is a popular dish in during the Chinese New Year. The reason why we don't really see this tradition here is because we more follow the southern Chinese traditions because it's because the port that everyone would go through is in Canton, and Canton is in southern China. Therefore, that's the interaction that a lot of Westerners see, which is why you see like, like spring rolls being super popular during the Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year is because that's a southern tradition, as opposed to in northern China they tend to eat dumplings more as well as mantou, but again we don't see that as much is because we're more used to the southern traditions. So mantou is a pretty neutral tasting bun. It's just think of bread but better. It is better than bread. You don't think so?
No. I like my breads.
Oh, really? See, I enjoy eating mantou more than bread, other than sourdough. Sourdough is so good.
Sourdough slice.
Oh, sourdough's delicious. But it's pretty neutral. So you can actually eat these with a savory dish or with a sweet dish. My favorite way of eating it is actually frying it and dipping in a condensed milk. Oh my god, it's so good. And I had this, right? And that was like one of the dishes that I loved when I went back to China like, what, 10, 20 years ago? Dating myself. But it was one of my favorite dishes. They had them at all the restaurants and it was amazing, and that's like my favorite way of eating it. But you can actually use them as like hamburger buns. Like a lot of times that you can actually cut them in half, put some like meat patty in, put some ham or whatever, and you can eat them with as a savory dish as well. It is so versatile and it is such an amazing like. And the great thing about mantou is that like when making it, you don't have to eat them all out at once. What you can do is that after you steam it, you can freeze it or refrigerate it. And when you're ready to eat it again, just steam them again. I don't really recommend putting them in the microwave because it might dry them out unless you have like a wet paper towel, towel over it. But usually just steaming it again and it's ready to go. Okay, these are not turning out as bad as the tiger tongue yun did. Okay, that...
He slay. He slay.
He slay.
I think he slays.
Look how cute they turned out before steaming them. What you're gonna do is you're gonna set them to the side for another 10 to 15 minutes so that the mantou can rise and puff up. So by now, hopefully your mantou should have risen and puffed up a little, so you're going to want to steam them. I'm gonna turn on my stove. It's gonna be a little bit loud, so please excuse the noise. You're gonna wait for the water to boil before you put your steamer onto your pot. Now that the water is boiling, you're gonna put your steamer on top of your pot carefully. Don't burn yourself and don't drop it into the water. You're gonna steam them for around 10 to 15 minutes depending on the size of the mantou and as long as they're nice and fluffy. Now that the time is finished, we're gonna turn off the stove. But we are not going to take the steamer off. we're not going to take the steamer off of the pot because you want to let it rest a little. If you take the steamer immediately off, you might have some water droplets that's going to drop on top of the mantou, and that's actually how you ruin them. So we're just going to let it rest for around a couple minutes before we take them off the pot and take them out of the steamers. So yeah. We're keeping that.
Okay.
It also smells amazing.
It does smell good.
The smell of the steaming bamboo smells so good. And one of the reasons why we like using bamboo to steam is because the bamboo, since it's an organic material, will actually absorb a lot of the moisture, which actually helps keep the mantou intact and hopefully pretty. Okay. Ah! Hot! Hot!
Okay.
The steam is
All right.
Heat! Yay! Okay. Okay. I'm curious to how they look. We're gonna move this. So we're gonna see how they turned out. I'm actually really nervous. So. Da-da-da-da. Oh! Oh!
I'm scared. I'm frightened.
Ooh. They expanded!
Ooh. You breathe. What happened to... What's his face? Oh.
Oh!
That's hot.
Yeah, so, they turned out interesting. They expanded, so that's a good thing. It means the yeast worked. That was what I was most worried about because the yeast it was too cold for the yeast to rise earlier. The markings bled a lot.
They all look like they're crying.
They look like emo rabbits.
Oh no.
Okay, well guys, we're gonna show you our rabbits. So, unfortunately, they bled.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
a little bit.
But they expanded like they were supposed to. They are a little dense, but you know what? Instead of mantou, they could be wawato. So, should we try them out? Here. I was gonna save these for photos, but
I don't think you want to do that.
I think we're gonna eat this one though.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna take them off the paper. At least the paper worked. Okay. So let's. Yay!
Cheers.
Cheers! Okay, taste-wise, they're really good. Oh my god, taste-wise, they're actually really, really good. They are a little dense.
Did you bite the head? Oh.
I bit the cheek. They are a little dense as to be expected because they didn't really expand like they were supposed to because it's really cold. But taste, not bad.
Mm-hmm. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Cooked all the way through. Not bad. Here, let me show you guys. It's like nice and steamy. Oh, look at that steam.
Very slay.
Oh my god, that looks amazing. And yeah. That's not bad.
I ate the tail.
They're actually a lot better than I expected, so that's a plus. So, yeah. Definitely give this recipe a try. If you do, please let me know. Tag me on Instagram, Twitter, all the places you use social media. And let me know how yours turned out. The new year is almost here, so make sure you have new clothes by checking out my Teespring store. I have a lot of super cute designs that I'm really proud of, so please check it out if you can. Link is in the description below. So what do you guys think? Have you guys tried mantou before? Leave a comment down below, cause I would like to know. This is the last video of this year's Chinese New Year series. Short, I know, but this year Chinese New Year's is on January 22nd, so it's actually really early this year. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to Jade Palace Yamigo. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you, Shar, for joining us today again. And as tradition, I will be taking 2 weeks off to celebrate the New Year with my families. So I'll see you guys after Chinese New Year, okay? 再见啦，新年快乐，拜拜。